Prime Minister Narendra Modi wrote to Bangladesh Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus, highlighting India's commitment to strengthening ties, underscoring the need for mutual sensitivity. This is significant amid the ongoing atrocities on Hindus in Bangladesh in past 1 year. Russia confirmed that President Vladimir Putin will visit India soon, marking his first trip since the Ukraine war, following an invitation from PM Modi during his Moscow visit last year. UP CM Yogi Adityanath criticized Tamil Nadu CM MK Stalin for creating regional and linguistic divisions, asserting that BJP stance promotes unity while DMK's opposition reflects political insecurity and vote bank concerns. Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar rejected Congress privilege motion against Home Minister Amit Shah, who questioned the functioning of the PM Relief Fund under UPA government. Shah alleged that one family controlled the entire fundings, which Congress claimed was an attack on Sonia Gandhi. CJI Sanjeev Khanna met the presidents of various High Court bar associations after they sought time to discuss the cash found at Justice Yashwant Verma's residence following his transfer to Allahabad Court. 8 Delhi policemen's phones were seized for forensic tests in the cash recovery case linked to Justice Yashwant Verma amid concerns over evidence tampering after a fire at his residence. Mumbai police asked comedian Kunal Kamra to come for questioning on March 31st over his jokes about Deputy CM Eknath Shinde. His request to delay it until April 2nd was rejected. A newly infiltrated militant group re-engaged security forces in Jammu and Kashmir's Kathua district, injuring 2 police personnel as combing operations led by Jammu and Kashmir DGP Nalin Prabhat continue for the 5th day. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman humorously dismissed Raghav Chadda's concerns over banking conditions, praising his Western exposure while subtly highlighting his lack of understanding of India's banking system and priorities. Ex-Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba, a 1982 batch IAS officer, was appointed full-time Niti Aayog member following approval from the Prime Minister. The government efficiently resolved UPI transaction issues across India from 7 pm to 9 pm, demonstrating its commitment to a robust digital payment system and reinforcing public trust in financial inclusion. Maharashtra has scrapped a proposed 6% sale tax on EVs above $35,000 to boost adoption, with Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis calling it an unnecessary disincentive in the growing auto market. DRDO and Indian Navy successfully flight tested the indigenously developed VLSR SAM from ITR Chandipur, proving its near-boundary low-altitude capability, agility and accuracy, with all weapon system elements performing as expected. US President Donald Trump has announced a 25% tariff on overseas auto imports, which is expected to impact Indian companies such as Tata Motors, Aicha Motors, Sona BLW, and Samvardhana Motherson. The victim in the pastor sexual assault case revealed that Pastor Bajinder physically abused them, stating they have evidence against him and that he also issued death threats. BJP Minister Parvesh Verma slammed AAP's Atishi for interrupting him in the budget session, revealing that Aam Aadmi Party allocated Rs 80 crore for its pilgrimage scheme in 2024-25 but shockingly spent nothing, exposing its publicity stunt. The Delhi High Court permitted Baramulla MP Abdul Rashid Sheikh in judicial custody for a terror funding case to attend Lok Sabha sessions from March 26 to April 4 under police escort. BJP leader Anil Mathur was shot dead in broad daylight near a police station in Ranchi. One accused, Rohit Verma, was arrested after an encounter, while another remains absconding. Delhi Hajj Committee Chief Kausar Jahan backed the Waqf Amendment Bill 2024, dismissing opposition protests as political, stating it ensures transparency, benefits Muslims, especially women, and prevents misuse of Waqf properties. Ahead of Eid, UP police barred namaz on roads, deploying forces to enforce the rule, warning violators of FIRs, passport cancellation, and urging prayers at mosques or designated grounds. 8 individuals, including 5 CISF personnel, were arrested in Kolkata for impersonating income tax officer, extorting a businessman's house, and looting over Rs 3 lakh and gold before being caught. American magazine The Atlantic revealed USA strike plans on Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen, mistakenly shared by top Trump officials with its editor-in-chief via Signal, detailing strike timings and aircraft used. Canadian PM Mark Carney criticized US President Donald Trump's import tariffs on cars, calling them a direct attack on Canadian workers, and vowed to defend the country, companies, and workers together. South Korea's disaster chief said that the country is facing its worst wildfires, burning 35,810 hectares of forest. The fire has already caused more damage than the 2000 East Coast wildfire. As India and China work to mend strained ties, Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar said 2020's events were unacceptable, acknowledging future issues but emphasizing peaceful resolution without conflict. Quinton de Kock's unbeaten 97 led Kolkata Knight Riders to a 6-wicket victory over Rajasthan Royals, successfully chasing 151 after a strong bowling performance by KKR's bowlers. Lucknow Super Giants will face Sunrisers Hyderabad in the IPL 2025 match at Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad today, starting at 7:30 p.m.